Hi there, and welcome to this lecture. In this video, we will look at some of the special reserved Perl variables and how you can use them. We already used some of these variables before, such as regular expression capture placeholders using the $1, $2, etc., and the current context variable written as $_. However, there are many more to explore. So let's look at some other variables. Now, one of these variables is called argv for argument values. And as you can see, this is array. And what this value is going to hold are the current arguments passed to your script through command line. So let's print it out now as it is by referencing the argument values. And if we run our script, we're going to see that this is an empty list. Now, if we rerun our script with variables such as 1, a, b, or 2, we're going to see that our list, which is the argument values, now holds 1, a, b, and 2. That are the arguments in the exact order we pass to the script. And you can use the argval exactly as you would use the list. So if you wanted to access the first item in the list, you would use $argv and access the first value in the list. So what we can see now printed in the console is 1, because this is a list, we're accessing the first element and it holds a value of 1. Now, another useful thing you might find is using these two $signs, and what it holds is the actual process ID of the script. So every single time you run a process on your system, it gets assigned a process ID. If you're doing some sysadmin tasks, or you want to see if your script is running, you can always check the process ID. Now, how we can know that this process ID is actually true, what was printed? Let's introduce a infinite loop. So if I say while 1, do nothing. If I run the script, it's going to print the number 9077, which is the current process ID. And if I open up a new terminal, I could check the current running processes. And how to do that, you can type ps aux and you can grep for specific pattern, which in this case would be our script name, script.pl. And we're going to see that our script is currently running with process ID 9077. This is the exact ID we got printed out in the previous terminal window. And we see actually two entries here, and this is because the second entry was our grep statement. The first process is the one where we actually have the infinite loop running. I have gone back to my first terminal and I have quit the script that I ran in infinite loop before. So we're basically back in the previous state where we were. Now the next variable we're going to look at is $sign closing square bracket. I remove this infinite loop, and if we rerun the script, we're going to see this number 5.036000. And you might be wondering what it is, and this is actually the Perl version that is executing this script. So if I say Perl version to see which version we're currently using, it's going to be 5.36.0. So it might be useful in some scenarios. Let's explore this array called inc or includes. So if I print this out in the terminal, I'm going to see a couple of things currently in this array. And what this inc that stands for includes holds is the actual paths to modules and current Perl version core modules that we can use in our code. And this can become extremely useful, and we're going to see some scenarios in future where we can modify this includes array. For example, if we have modules in a different directory, we can push new paths to this include array, and Perl is going to find them. But for now, just know that it holds absolute paths of directories where Perl can find modules. Now the next variable we're going to look at is called env. And this is not a list, this is actually a hash. So it's written as capital ENV and it stands for environment variables. If you run our script, we're going to see our default system variable, such as what is the home directory, it is right here, and the current language, and so on and so on. And this is quite useful if you want to run your script with specific environment variables, such as you could do test env var equals 1, and instead of printing just all the environment variables, we could just print this one item in the hash, which is going to be the test env var. Save this, run our script, we're going to see that var equals to 1. Maybe let's just add something more useful. For example, custom string. Save this, and here we see that this environment variable was picked up by the script. The next variable we're going to look at is this standard input. So the standard input is basically just taking the input from your script. And we did see it briefly when we were looking at how to run Perl through command line. So if we repeat this through while loop and we use this diamond operator, and we explicitly say that we want to take the standard input, and what we're going to do, we're just going to print out the current context, which is again accessed by $_. If we save this, run our script, maybe let's run it without the environment variable. So let's run it again, and let's say we want to do hello. And here we go. So we wrote hello, and then we just got the standard input and we printed out hello again. And as you saw before, we can do modifications on this input, such as uppercasing it, lowercasing it, splitting it up in characters, so on and so on. So let's quit this for now, and let's check the next variable, which is called __ file and two following underscores. If we save this, run our code, it's going to print out script. So what the file holds is the name of our script file, which in this case is script.pl. We can also use something like __ line, two underscores again, on this, and we're going to see 10, because we're currently on a line 10. And another one called package. If we save this, run our script, and it's going to give us the main package. Not very useful for now, but just know that the main package is the current script you're working in. When we're going to be looking at modules, this is going to become much more useful, because then this variable references our actual package name. Since we don't have any package, no Perl module, it references our script, which is the current main package. So this is it for this video. We looked at some of the Perl special variables and how you can use them in your scripts. As with built-in functions, this list is nowhere complete. My suggestion is, don't try to memorize all of these special variables. Most likely you will only use a very small subset of them anyway. You can always refer to the documentation to find what you're looking for. I hope you found this video useful, and I'll see you at the next one.